trying to get out of your way.
Hi, and welcome to Tuesday's Tips with Laurie. Welcome today. I'm so excited to share this. This just came into my head the other day as we were embellishing several things. And I thought, this would be fun. This would be a lot quicker way. So we tried it out and we loved it. So I wanted to share that tip with you today. So what it is, these cute banners that we've been making, we've been trying to pin, and I know I've showed before, to pin these on the back so that you can stitch them. You see we stitched it in blue so you could see what they look like. But pinning these on is kind of tricky, and it's kind of painful if you keep poking your fingers like I do with the needle, with those little pins. So this is what I thought would be really fun to try. So I've taken paper, and I've just ripped a piece of paper in half, and I lay one side underneath, and then I take the other piece of paper, and I'm just exposing just a small portion of the back of my banner. So there's the front, this is the back of the banner, where I want to add this trim. And you could use this for just about anything, but I'm going to show you how I use it for the trim. So I just take a temporary basting spray. Make sure that you use one that does not gum your needle, because this is just temporary and you want to sew this piece on. So then I just simply, you just spray it right there. It's super easy, and look, it's just exactly where you need it to be. You can see that. And then I'm going to do it again on this side, and I'm going to spray it once again. Make it just a hair thinner. And then I pull these papers out. I don't need the paper anymore, but the temporary basting gives you an opportunity. Then you can put this down and pull it back up and reposition if you want, and it just sticks right on and right on there. And you can flip it over and you can see if you like the way it's positioned. I want to cut that little piece off, so I'm going to flip it back over. Maybe I want to tuck it under instead, so you can peel it back. Can you see I can peel it off if I want and reposition if I want. And then once I put it on, you can stick it down. It stays right on your project. You carry it over to your sewing machine, and you can simply stitch right along the previous stitch line, and voila. That was so much simpler than pinning this. You could use that with this fringe. You could use it with the pom-pom trim. You could use it with lace. If you've ever tried to put lace on this, find out or read your bottle before you use your basting spray to make sure it's temporary and needle won't gum up. Those are two really important things. If you do spray a project, make sure you do want to sew it right away. You don't want to spray a project and leave it, because this stuff does dissolve, and then after a while your project isn't stuck together anymore. I'll show you one more time how I did that. I'll do that with this cute little J here. I want to use the pom-poms because of these cute little berries on this. So I'm going to show you one more time.
While you're setting that up, Laurie, just a quick question. You said it dissolves. Is it water soluble, or does it just dissolve on its own?
This dissolves on its own, but it says if you want to get rid of it right away, you can use a dry cleaning method to get rid of it. So if you're using it in a large setting, say for a quilt, you could get your quilt dry clean and that is completely gone. But it does, this one particular brand does dissolve over time. I used it once on a project, and I put my project away for about 2 weeks. I pulled it back out to stitch it, and it kind of, nothing was stuck anymore. So it does dissolve pretty quickly. But each temporary basting spray may have a different way of removing it, so I would recommend reading the back of that. So I'm going to just show you one more time. So here's my project. I turn it to the back, and I just cover everything I don't want to get the spray on, and expose what I do want it. And then I'm going to twist it and do that one more time. Oops, I can't spray. You can kind of see it's kind of a a little bit of a sticky, almost like a rubber cement, if you ever remember the days of rubber cement. All right, and then I just take my project, and what I like is, for example, on the pom-pom trim, let's say I want this pom-pom to end up right on the end, right on that point. I can make it fit just like that, and I turn it over and I look at it and say, yeah, that looks nice and even, but I don't like the way this looks. So I'll turn it back over and I can peel it back off and I can re-stick it down and it still stays stuck. That's what I just love about it. Take it over to the machine. I just stitch it from the top. You don't have to worry about running into pins or pulling pins out. And you can also just clip this off if you want, or you could have tucked it under if you want, however you'd like to do that. And I'll just quickly show you the trick that I learned for bows. This isn't a permanent, this is just to tack your bow where you want it so that you can sew it in place. For example, let's say we're going to put a bow right around the top of this cute sparkler right here. What I would do is kind of like I just did before, you just spray a little bit of it out on a piece of paper and then you're going to just dab the back of your ribbon in it, and you can see that's got this sticky stuff on it, and then you just tack it down, and then that allows you to hold it, and you can use your needle and thread and it'll hold it in place for you rather than trying to hold it from the front to the back and trying to maneuver that. It'll hold it in place for you so that you can get your needle and thread in and out. So think of all the fun, easy ways you could use this. It's just a great tool, and it's fun to use. So let me know what other projects that you would use, and show us your fun projects that you've made with using the basting spray. And tune in next week for some more fun Tuesdays Tips with Laurie. Thanks.